on board train 183 from New York to Philadelphia. Flight at New York at 7:30. And go down to Philly and see if I can get some full foliage rides. See a lot of inbound transit trains. There's Erie interlocking. This is Secaucus Station. This train is a real clunker to Philadelphia. Stops at Newark, Metropark, Princeton Junction, Trenton, Philadelphia, where I'm getting off. Bridge is making progress. Should be open sometime next year. Should be a sunny, partly sunny day today in Philadelphia. It should be around 58 degrees. Very autumnal. There's Meadows Yard for New Jersey Transit over there. Pulaski Skyway in the background. And looks like we have a train going out of Kearny Yard over the No Point Bridge, heading west. There's the Passaic River path joins us, accompanies us, there it is right there, path, accompanies us into Newark, Penn. There's the Army unit on some kind of a PTC train or a training train. There's the path facility. One of the military veterans units on New Jersey Transit. Harrison Path Station, doing a pretty brisk business. And there's the Erie Lackawanna Heritage Unit of New Jersey Transit. That's easy to spot. 4519 is the engine number. ALP 45DP. That Path train just left Newark Penn Station. He just crossed the Passaic River, which we are about to cross at dock interlocking and come into Newark Penn Station. Should be arriving on track number 3.
This is Newark, New Jersey, Newark Penn Station now arriving. Please watch the gap when exiting Newark, New Jersey.
This part of Newark Penn Station needs to be demolished. Looks terrible. Interlocking here is Cliff.
What side you want? Yeah, let's just have this, whatever. Oh shit, sorry.
No, this interlocking is Cliff, pardon me. Last interlocking may have been part of dock. Dim sunlight this morning because of the clouds, which is good. Keeps me from being blinded. Interlocking here is Hunter. We got a train going down the Conrail Shared Assets Lehigh line there.
I mean, I understand.
That area over there is what's left of the old Waverly Yard for the Pennsylvania Railroad. This is Newark International Airport Station. A very expensive place to ride a train to because you got to pay that airport fee. It doesn't go by distance. And track 1 rises to go over the leads that went to Waverly Yard, lane interlocking. That's lane interlocking. Set of Arrow MUs I went by. Got a do a dedicated video on those. North Elizabeth. Elizabeth.
Good morning, passengers. Once again, Amtrak train 183 to Washington Intersection. Welcome aboard. My name is Claude. Your NYC on board will be coming to in moments. Collect your trash,
We begin the 6-track main line as far as Union Pass Railway. Yeah, there's some autumn color out there. The old B&O bridge we went under, headed over to Staten Island. Staten Island Rapid Transit at one time was owned by the B&O. General Motors yard at Linden. There's Merck and Company for Pharmaceuticals. Station is Railway. Right after here is Union Interlocking. We lose the North Jersey coastline. That'll drop down. There it goes off to the left. This is all part of Union Interlocking. He's slowing down from Metropark. side of the former Colonia station.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next station stop coming up momentarily. Metropark is in New Jersey. Metropark's your stop. Please take this time, gather your belongings, check your overhead luggage rack and beginning and ready to exit the train. All doors are going to open up right hand side of the train. Metropark coming up. Thank you for riding Amtrak. Have a good day.
There's Metropark. At Islin and Interlaken, we'll be switching from track 3 to 4. And I would think we'd be on 4 all the way down into Trenton due to the Princeton Junction stop we have to make.
Who's the documentary you said? Motorcycle, yeah. I just feel like I'm not really sure. I don't know why. A little too bougie for me.
Here arriving Metropark, and the next to the last Amtrak ACS 64 built is powering this New York bound, New England bound train probably. .670 was the very last one delivered. Departing Princeton Junction at 8 a.m. We're on track 4. There's a train ahead. They'll probably run us over to track 3 at Menlo Park, Interlaken. Otherwise, we'll probably go straight on 4. What's going on?
I don't think she was Jackson. I think she was going. Yeah. I think there's something wrong with judgment. Yeah, I think it was. I have something that's going to be we'll be talking about it. After I have 3 drinks in me, it's over. Yeah, I don't really care.
We're staying on 4. But we're not moving very fast.
Yeah, I think he's just like, she's like serious, but like, if she's not talking about work, she's like, She's cool. were gonna to originally, it was like, and then it switched to Kyle like 3 months, and
Good morning, Amtrak Fridays. Once again, the cafe bar is open and serving, accepting Google Pay, Apple Pay, credit, debit, and cash.
yeah, me too. Christmas is I guess if you want to.
The next interlocking that it'd have any chance of crossing over would be Lincoln at Metuchen. If he left New York a little late, he might be stuck behind somebody.
They're also saying, Joe's also saying that she's tied to bike people. People who go bike routines on trees and have also been on so you can't technically do anything on. Ladies has to be on time, it's supposed to song for you, which I think on the first. So we can do. Oh, this is just a one-man show here? Am I just taking part of the original? That's what I said. That's what I said. She like, you gotta go. Like, she needs to worry about, or like, it would be more of a joke. Like, I'm still going to Carol will be doing like, I don't know, like the search stuff and stuff like that. But no, they're gonna be like, we're gonna do strategies like on this. They have to start working on that. They're just like, it would be more of a job effort, I guess. It'd be more responsibility for me, but then it's like at that point, like, it's that head count and write it, and then I'll take it. No, but I just feel like people create so many hobbies. There's like a nice flow you guys have right now, so there's too much going on. Get used to it. I don't think it's one kind of tree. Especially not girl. Yeah.
Lincoln interlocking, Metuchen. Lincoln Tower.
I don't feel like I've been able to try, honestly. I'm not really explaining things or saying anything bad.
We're approaching the old Ford Motor Company yard. Just a fragment of its former self. This time of the morning, it's pretty busy. The arrows are really running around heavily today. That was Edison interlock in there.
Yeah,
station is Edison. This is the Raritan River as we approach New Brunswick. We should be moving much faster than this through here. Turn it back on and we go faster. Now we're approaching County Interlocking, picking up speed. I'm not really sure what the holdup is. Maybe they're doing some track work, I don't know. Next stop is Princeton Junction. Yeah, this is County Interlocking. There's an unusual consist on this New York Washington train. On most trains, they usually run with an engine in each end. But on this one, it's just a conventional consist with coach in the rear, and I'm in the last car. So I'll see if I can get a rear view ride between Trenton and Philadelphia. The reason why I didn't do a rear view ride out of New York or Newark is I'm just trying to conserve some battery for the day's activities. Those Roar turboliners, they've been there for so long and they just look terrible. They used to own the Empire corridor. Color down here. A racetrack on the corridor. Approaching Midway Interlocking. It's where the Amboy Secondary comes in, the last bastion of the New Haven EP5s. They toiled on this line under Penn Central. And this is where the next gen of sellers are allowed to do 160 miles an hour all the way to CP Clark just past Princeton Junction. This is a rather scenic part of New Jersey on the corridor.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming up, Princeton Junction. Princeton Junction, your stop. Please take this time, gather your belongings, check the overhead luggage rack, and begin getting ready to exit the train. Once again, Princeton Junction coming up. Thank you for riding Amtrak. Have a good day.
Princeton Junction. There's old Nassau Tower.
This is Princeton Junction, ladies and gentlemen. Princeton Junction now arriving. Please watch the gap when exiting Princeton Junction.
Well, this is definitely a great place to rail fan. Okay, next stop, Trenton. Really gorgeous color on the leaves here. I'm glad the sun isn't out.
take this time, gather your personal belongings, check your overhead luggage rack, and begin getting ready to exit the train. Once again, Trenton, New Jersey coming up. Thank you for riding Amtrak. Have a good day.
There's old Milham Tower. We're approaching Trenton. This is Ham interlocking. Approaching Trenton, fair interlocking.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that just boarded, welcome aboard Amtrak train 183. Next station, stop Philadelphia, approximately 25-30 minutes. If your ticket has not yet been scanned, please have out. Conductors will be walking through the train momentarily. Next station, stop Philadelphia.
Surprise, folks. We got a rear vestibule ride. We're going to take a nice triple-digit speed ride to our final stop at 30th Street, Philadelphia. That's where I'll be detraining. We are negotiating fare interlocking. We're going to be switching from track 4 to 3. Crossing the Delaware River from New Jersey to the great state of Pennsylvania. Shall I say Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. As we thump off the bridge, we will be in Morrisville, Pennsylvania, and go through Morris interlocking. The two tracks going up to our right are the tracks leading to New Jersey Transit's Morrisville Yard. That was once the old Pennsylvania Railroad Trenton cutoff. was SEPTA train 705 en route from Chestnut Hill East to Trenton with a couple of GE Silverliner 4s. This is the SEPTA Levittown station. I rode the same train in June to Washington, D.C., and it was double-ended ACS 64s. Usually the business class is in the rear of the train, but this consist was unique. I knew something was different about it when they mentioned that it was at the front of the train, the business class car. And as I walked to the rear and surprised, there was no locomotive back there. This is Grundy interlocking as we pass under the connection between the Pennsylvania Turnpike and the New Jersey Turnpike, which spans the Delaware River. And this interlocking has gotten smoother over the years. Sometimes you got a real good mixing of your stomach when you thump through those switches. This is the SEPTA station at Bristol, Pennsylvania. Right nearby is the Golden Eagle Diner off US Route 13. Great place to eat. There's the diner right there, right down on the left. This is a nice 125-mile-an-hour stretch. US Highway 13 parallels on the left as we pass Bristol Pike Lanes. Back there we passed a signal that was off of track 1. That's the interlocking of Croy, C-R-O-Y. It accesses an industrial lead that runs quite a few miles along the corridor. This is the SEPTA Croydon station. We enter a slight left-hand turn where we encounter a speed restriction that brings us down to 110 miles an hour. That is Northeast Regional Train 130 en route from Washington to New York, running in its usual double-ended fashion. Having a locomotive on each end expedites turnarounds and allows for the operation of more trains. This particular train usually is double-ended, but I got lucky today. Well, there's the dinky station of Eddington. This guy's really rolling now as he's passing the SEPTA station at Cornwell's Heights. I think 1 or 2 Amtrak trains stop there. This station has a huge parking lot and is accessed off of Interstate 95. This overpass is the former site of the old Andalusia station, long gone. We're slowing down as we are approaching the S-curve around the Torresdale SEPTA station. The station lies in the middle of the S-curves. And we passed the Torresdale SEPTA station as we see a couple of beautiful Silverliner 5s on train 7504 en route from Trenton to Doylestown. And here we pass under Interstate 95 as it swaps sides with the railroad. That stone wall on the left is Holmesburg Prison. And this is the SEPTA station at Holmesburg Junction. This is where the Conrail Shared Assets Bustleton branch joins up with the Northeast Corridor. And the interlocking is Holmes. And a lot of rail fans like to hang out here. Here we pass the SEPTA station of Tacony. Ah, there's Amtrak's newest sensation, the Next Gen Acela, train 2154 en route from Washington to Boston. On the left, you see an abandoned waiting shed. That's the former SEPTA station of Wissanomi. That's been gone for decades. This is the SEPTA station at Bridesburg. Note the Conrail Shared Assets Local on the right. That was likely YPFJ-02. He works out of Frankfurt Yard. We are slowing down to enter a couple of curves. A left-hand curve and a more significant right-hand curve. This is the Frankfurt section of Philadelphia. It was the former site of Ford Interlocking. And here we are entering the infamous Frankfurt Curve, a very sharp turn to the right. Back in 2015, Amtrak train 188 from Washington to New York went too fast through this curve and derailed. He landed off on the right side there. No one knows why he was going so fast. I think he was distracted by another train. We'll never know. I believe the speed limit here at the time was 45 to 50, and he was going through here at twice that speed. Now on the right, you'll see the Atlantic City line coming in of New Jersey Transit, as well as Conrail Shared Assets from Pavonia Yard in Camden. And this interlocking here is shore, like seashore, and it was the former site of the Frankfurt Junction SEPTA station, which is no longer there. And the overhead bridge is the Market Frankfurt Subway Elevated, otherwise known as the L. The interlocking here is Clearfield as we approach North Philadelphia. And this is the North Philadelphia station, a fragment of what it once was under the Pennsylvania Railroad. Here's where the former Pennsylvania Railroad Chestnut Hill branch joins up. Now the SEPTA Chestnut Hill West line joins up here at Lehigh Interlocking. The interlocking back in Pennsylvania Railroad days was North Philadelphia. Since shore interlocking, there are 5 tracks here. The left 4 tracks belong to the Amtrak Northeast Corridor, and the track on the extreme right is non-electrified, used by Norfolk Southern, CSX, and Conrail Shared Assets Freights to and from Pavonia Yard in Camden, New Jersey. That's Amtrak Keystone train number 600. Shortly out of Philadelphia, he's en route from Harrisburg to New York. The freight track on the extreme right leaves us and heads down to a Y at Park Junction. That was one time the beginning of the B&O Railroad from Philadelphia west. The interlocking here is called Mantua.
Ladies and gentlemen, next station stop coming up, Philadelphia's William H. Gray 30th Street Station. If Philadelphia's your stop, please take the time, gather your personal belongings, check the overhead luggage rack, and begin getting ready to exit the train. Once again, Philadelphia's William H. Gray 30th Street Station coming up. Thank you for riding Amtrak. Have a good day.
As we get close to Philadelphia, we're passing over the Schuylkill River and Girard Avenue, and the interlocking here is called Girard. Parking garage for the zoo on the left looks like an excellent rail fanning location in the afternoon hours. You can capture the action at zoo interlocking here. Here we are negotiating the flying junction of zoo interlocking. The tower still stands and it's still manned, and you'll be able to see it up top on the left. As we head down the river line, track number 4 towards 30th Street Station, Philadelphia. Well, here we are running parallel to the Schuylkill Expressway and the Schuylkill River. And across the river is the famous Boathouse Row of Philadelphia. The trestle to the left of us is the Philadelphia Elevated Branch, otherwise known as the High Line. It's used by freight trains to get to Greenwich Yard. And as we get closer to the lower level of 30th Street Station in Philadelphia, we negotiate Penn interlocking. On the left, you can see Amtrak 641 en route from New York to Harrisburg. He just departed 30th Street Station, Philadelphia. And note the tracks on the far left belong to the Penn Coach Yard. And you'll note a next-gen Acela set sitting there. Numerous of those sets were sitting there over the years before going into service. And later today, the Aero train is going to be making a run into Penn Coach Yard to begin testing on the Northeast Corridor. I'll be able to see it on a Silverliner 5 train. Here we are, folks, downtown Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. What a great ride this was. Fast speeds, lots of train action, and beautiful fall colors.